So, if you are like me and have installed suspension for years and years and years and didn't think you were going to have a problem, um, this is a bit of a not a trick. Okay, so I am working on my 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500. I'm doing like the 2-inch rough country loaded strut leveling kit kind of thing. This truck is northeast beat and a ton of rust, but it runs great. It's super clean inside, and I'm trying to bring it back to life. So I went with the strut because instead of doing like a little spacer lift, because it was original struts on here anyway, and they were just looked like they were gonna crack in half. So I watched a great video from 1A. If I know how to link it, I will link it. But 1A Auto does a great video on just replacing the strut. It's 3 top bolts and then 2 bottom bolts, and really that would have been it. But because this is a 2-inch lift strut, I had difficulties lowering down the upper and lower control arms enough to get the bottom of the strut sitting on top of the lower control arm again. So this is what I did. You have to remove the sway bar end link. My truck didn't even have it, so yay! It didn't have it on either side, so I didn't have to do that. So when I went to put the new strut in, I couldn't get the bottom of the strut on top of the lower control arm, no matter what I did. And really the reason is because the upper control arm is limited right here. So there's videos that, everyone has their own way, and that's cool. Some people, say take these bolts out, just basically take off the whole front knuckle. That just wasn't happening with this truck. I mean, it's coated in fluid film, but it's super rusty, and I'm not going there. Like, I'm not taking those off. Okay, so you want to get the new strut in. Very important. Only by a few threads. Tighten the side-facing nut onto the stud. You don't have to put the nuts on the back too. Okay, there's a reason why. It's so that you can get this side-to-side movement, which is important when you're trying to clear the lower control arm. And then the upper ball joint. Okay, so after removing the upper ball joint, nut anyway, knocking the knuckle loose from the ball joint, this will lower down. You have it supported by a jack, and then you lower it down far enough to where the lower portion of the strut is now on top of the lower control arm. So next, I just threw a bolt in there to hold the strut onto the lower control arm. I'll add the other one later. I might have to bring the bolt up through the bottom, but whatever. I raised the jack until I've compressed the springs enough. You could tell when the jack stands are no longer supporting the weight of the truck. So now what I'll do is take a pry bar, if I can fucking do this with one hand, to help get the upper ball joint in. Just kind of work at it. It's hard with one hand, but it works pretty easily. Just push against the top of the of the disc and push this down, and then you can start threading it. That's it.